All right, guys. Well, you know, hey, I'm back. It's been that was fun. I wanted to keep the suspense really going. All right. So this is usually I just get a link when Mike sends it to me, but now we're here. So hey, everybody, happy to be back. How's everybody doing tonight? So let's see. Hey, you got Jason Picaro, Tony Williams, Rocky, Sean Miller. Sean Miller's always here. Love Sean Miller. Mark, New Jersey. Is that like Forrest Gump where like there's Dallas? He was from Cleveland. Lady Bird, Tony Williams, Vince Lloyd, James Earl Scones. James Earl Scones, we have to play some Risk very soon, okay? So guys, I don't know if you've missed my voice. Maybe my voice sounds a little bit different. I was about this close to, I got a little sick. So I'm back. And I really do appreciate all of the kind messages that I've gotten from you guys, you know, in my hiatus. But now that I'm back, you know, we gotta, it's a celebration, folks. It's a celebration. So, you know, we are going to get into a bunch of things tonight. I think things that are pertinent, things that we, you know, went over today in TTG, you know, maybe some of this general yo-yo effect that we're seeing. Yes. And yes, Paul Stam, I am going through puberty now. I just got 2 armpit hairs. So yeah, thank you. Candelo, COVID. Yeah, I got tested twice. You know, here's the thing. Guys, I literally haven't been sick since my sophomore year of college, okay? So to put that in perspective, that was 1999 or 1998, all right? So 21 years. Guys, I'm really appreciating all this love for my hair because I thought I was like, oh, maybe I should wear a hat. But, you know, I didn't wear a hat, So while we are here tonight, you know, I wanted to take the time to just kind of go through things. You know, we're going to be doing this Q&A tonight, just the same way that Mike does it. Hopefully I could do it with as much zeal, even though I've got my sexy Phoebe voice going. Don't worry, I'm not going to sing Smelly Cat to any of you. I know that most of the ladies will get that reference. Most of the guys will probably get that reference too and not admit to it. That's okay. We understand. So, you know, so basically from now and, you know, the same way we're going to do 30 minutes, probably just Q&A, like rapid fire. You guys tell me what's on your mind, whether it's market, related or, you know, strategy related or anything. I'm basically going to just kind of open the floor up to all of you. Start this out with a bang. All right. Thanks, Laura. So yeah, so X is going to give it to you. So yes, and it is a celebration. All right. So guys and girls, let's dig right into it. Yes, they did just pass the stimulus bill, and you know, that is going to be a big topic for later. But that is something that's very important. You know, something that Shaban just brought up is something that should be on everybody's mind is stimulus talks. Everybody in the market the last 2 days basically had a pretty good idea of like how important right now that stimulus is, because think about it. Last week, no stimulus. We go all the way down to, what was it, 322, 321, lower, and then we rip right back up, okay? And we ripped up because, oh yeah, we're having stimulus talks. Then, oh, now stimulus talks aren't going so well. let's go the other way. We start going down. Oh, no. Stimulus talks back on. And guys, it's giving everybody in the market whiplash. So yeah, so the Democrats just passed the stimulus bill. Unfortunately, they passed a stimulus bill that the Republicans aren't going to pass. So with that, and I'll give you a quick futures check. Futures are red, not very red, but it'll give us an indication on tomorrow. So, understanding futures tonight is for sure important. What this is going to mean, look, we do need stimulus. The Fed already came out. There needs to be some kind of stimulus. They can't just do everything, where they're propping up the market. Somebody needs to prop up the American public. Because, let's be honest, it's the taxes that pay for the bailouts and everything like that. So that's a very good question. I'm going to be following that all night. We'll talk more about it. All right. Jesse B, do you think it's a good time to invest in Afria stock because U.S. stimulus will pass anytime soon? Well, Afria is a Canadian company. So the Canadian market, especially the Canadian cannabis market and the U.S. cannabis market, is completely different. I sometimes, so like 2 days ago, the pot stocks in Canada started to run up, okay? And everybody's like, oh my God, they're running up. And it was running up because the Safe Banking Act and cannabis was mentioned in the CARES Act, which is the stimulus bill, 40 times. So people were like, oh, that's good news for the Canadian, for these pot stocks. And they started buying Canadian pot stocks. Have nothing to do. One has absolutely nothing to do with the other. Look, at best, the Canadian market, these are the licensed producers, are just trades, nothing more. Any big pops, expect for them to fade. Why is Wolf's picture moving behind him? Probably because my fan was on too high. All right, sorry. It's the Last Supper fixed. All right. Next question. How do I feel about Tesla? Look, I like Tesla. I mean, to think about it, like a year ago, this thing was $200. Man, what an absolutely insane run. Look, I have no doubt that Tesla will fit into this current market cap, but it's something, like you could own it. And it's probably, it depends on what your time horizon is to, if you're looking to trade it, it's a tough trade sometimes. It'll probably disappoint you more because there's really no picking a spot on it, So it's like, if you are an early investor in it, then yeah, you can play around by holding a core and trading a core. I think you can't look at Tesla as a car company. If you look at Tesla as a car company, then you probably shouldn't invest in it. But if you look at it as a technology company where a car just happens to be one of the products, then yeah, I think it's going to be a monster company. Tesla is going to go way beyond cars, is just my thinking. But Tesla is one of those stocks where if I bought it, let's say tomorrow, I'd be okay with it if you put me in an ice chamber for 5 years. That's kind of the way I look at Tesla. And Elon Musk isn't going to disappoint. Ooh, Paul Stam, 50 simple moving average on U.S. steel resistance. Yeah, the U.S. steel option, we pillaged that thing this week. Or starting last Friday. Friday was my first day back in TTG, so we got positioned in U.S. steel, $7 calls. Monday we took 63%. Took a large chunk of profit off the table, reloaded it on Tuesday at 65 cents. And then Wednesday, which was yesterday, we were selling it at 80 cents. And then we tried to, maybe get back in, and we got, we peeled out pretty quickly. So we've traded that thing expertly. So 766 is definitely a resistance. I think that we're going to need just a super pop on that. And we're going to need some stimulus, some positive news to break through that level. That's kind of a level that it's like, it doesn't want to break it unless there is a stimulus deal. Ooh, Roku, Bobby V. Bobby V. What's the V stand for, Bobby? So Roku. Guys, Roku today was an absolute beast. And we went after a trade today in TTG for about 10 minutes. A very, very, very small window. And we're going to get into that. So Bobby, don't worry. I'm going to save Roku for a little later. Everybody knows how that trade went. And it was actually puts, which will be the crazy part. Okay. So what else? So Raising Cane, Wolf, I need your help. I'm doing advanced option courses and I'm having a hard time understanding why bull call spreads profit is limited. I mean, the real question is, how long have you been trading options? Have you sufficiently mastered the meat and potatoes options, like the puts and the calls, to, if you feel comfortable there, look, with the spreads, it's a matter of risk, right? When you're getting like a normal put or a call, your risk is elevated. Let's say on a scale of 1 to 10, your risk could be an 8, all right? Obviously, depending on what option you're playing. When you're doing spreads, there's hedges in place. There are guardrails. So what that's going to do, it's going to limit your overall profit, but it's also going to keep you from getting just absolutely pulverized. Jay Downey or Chris Toner, to the mods, or Chris Toner is excellent with spread. He actually put on a trade today for an option, and he really Frankensteined it for everybody just to completely reduce the risk. All right. Whew. Big C. Is tech going to blow off the top like 1999, 2000? Like Y2K blow off the top? Look, there's definitely going to be some risks for tech, but what I think everybody should understand, all of you in here, from Judy to JL Trading to Mitchell Kusha. Judy, are you going to get that car or what? To Peter Martin, to Ladybird, all of you guys need to understand, tech has just had a monster rally, and their PE ratios are off the charts. And that might be something that you're looking at right now, and to make that assumption. Now, your assumption isn't wrong, okay? But it's also important to realize, some companies are gonna, shed some market cap. Some could just keep going to insane levels, like Zoom, or I think maybe if anything, Apple, Facebook, peel some off, maybe Microsoft. I think that the real, issue for tech companies in, let's say, 2021, in January specifically, would be antitrust issues. On top of that, investors like myself, guys, for my long-term portfolio, I've been peeling a lot off. Okay. I've been a seller pretty much for the last 2 months, maybe even 3 months. All right. Now, not like an aggressive seller, just like sell, like bleeding it out, bleeding it out, bleeding it out. Because I learned my lesson on Square. Okay. So if you guys remember, so Square was one of the things I talked about when I first joined TTG. As a mod, it was 38 bucks. I ended up grabbing it at 40. I sell it at 85 and think I'm a genius. And it's 160 now, which is just insane. And I was getting a little too aggressive with the selling. So instead of just being an aggressive seller and taking the money out of the market, what I'm doing is now I'm rotating. Okay. So I think you're going to start to see a lot of people rotate out of tech. Maybe they start going to bonds. Maybe they start going to some of the distressed, areas like airlines, energy, vice companies like Budweiser, or, consumer companies like Coca-Cola, whatever. That makes sense to you? What's my take on Relief Therapeutics? Do you mean Revive Therapeutics, Patrick Walsh? Futures down on stimulus. That's right, Glenny. Glenny trades, you're only going to be Glenny fish sticks to me. The app doesn't have dividends. Anybody from Canada in here? Hey, I wish. Yeah, so Copper Hunter. Copper Hunter brings up a very good point. It's more of the vote tonight was symbolic, which is why you see futures down. All right. So let's see what else we got. All right. More questions. Magenta. All right. Puts. We need stimulus badly. Hey, look, the market wants stimulus. You got to start looking at this like people really need stimulus out there. And I think it's important for them to get it. Okay. We want, as people that are active in the stock market, active to trading, we want our friends, our neighbors, our family to do well. We want them to be able to provide. We want them to, go back to just this normalcy. And I think that, look, it'd be really foolish, for this to not happen. I hope it gets done before the election. But, we do need this stimulus badly, and it'll speed everything up. Okay. We want a strong middle class. Everybody needs any money helps. So let's all send out the good vibes. Hopefully the Senate and Congress can make something happen. Ooh, McPhee. Let me ask you something, McPhee. Is McPhee your name because of the show Billions? You think a straddle and Roku would be wise based on the volatility? Here's one thing I know about Roku, okay? And it kind of went into the trade today. Roku will test 190 again. It'll probably test 185 again. It wouldn't shock me if Roku tested 175 again. And if it can test 175, it can test 150. All right. Roku is notorious for giving it back. So it's one of those trades where you want to just give yourself a lot of time. okay? Just stick to your stop and go slow into it. But yeah, a straddle could be good, but you could actually be in a straddle and hold each side if you really wanted to. What is your number 10 pot stock? Scott Berry? My number 10 pot stock. I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to come back to you on that one. Maybe we'll talk about that later. All right. Ooh, Christian Poole. Christian Poole. Ooh. Guys, you like my shirt? I just want to make sure you guys are washing your hands. Airlines or cruise lines? Definitely not cruise lines. The airlines and the cruise lines, this is one of those where if let's say you're looking at, I don't know, American Airlines, for example, and you're saying, all right, I really want to own this. Okay, I'd feel comfortable buying 1,000 shares here, which would cost you like $12,000, let's say. But you're like, you know what? I really don't want to, I don't want to, like, it's going to take a while. That's a good time to just buy 10 contracts, like 2021, 2022, with the plan of like exercising. That's what I would do. I think that you use long-term options for the cruise lines and the airlines. Airlines are obviously going to come back sooner. Cruise lines, they're not going to be able to actually have a cruise until January of 2021. Kevin Barnett, I've been buying the dip and selling back and forth. That's how you do it. Oh, Andrew Knudsen. Once in a one life, one chance. If you're a member, you can watch several talks he's done on pot stocks. That is definitely good. And definitely true. Palantir. Palantir is kind of a disappointment. I thought that there would be a little bit more juice in it, but we'll see. It's only been trading 2 days. So I think a lot of people are just kind of trying to get out. All right. Oh, Amit. It's a really good question, Amit. Amit asks, what is your option strategy for November expiration, given the possibility that the presidential election may not have an outcome until January? I think that we'll have an outcome much sooner. Okay, I think that we'll probably have an outcome by mid-November. Okay. So my option strategy, really goes into my overall strategy from now until November, right? And that's nothing. It's not crazy. I'm gonna get into it, later, because it kind of goes hand in hand with stimulus. But like right now, my strategy is really simple. It's don't get hurt, and sell grenades to sell. I'm gonna give my grenades to somebody that feels like holding. All right. What is your... All right, let's see. Sorry, going through all these questions. What's your opinion, Howard H? What's your opinion on Charlotte's Web? Just avoid it. Just avoid Charlotte's Web. Tilray, don't mess with Tilray. David Padilla. Yeah, you trade the channel so well. Why not trade a put on X and AG on the way down? Um, Usually the reason that I don't is because I'm always holding something. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good strategy. For myself, I just don't like doing it. I don't like, like I don't mind holding some options that might be in the red, especially if I've taken a lot of profit and like I can wait it out. I don't like, because here's what I don't want to do. I don't want to buy puts because I know I'm not going to buy puts as aggressively as I'm going to buy calls right now. So if I buy those puts, and let's say I do buy them aggressively the same way that I buy the calls, if it goes the other way, which is my initial idea, then I'm going to get killed on that for no reason. I just don't want to double dip. It makes sense to you? I don't know, guys. What do you think? You got a good idea? David says Palantir. Most people don't understand the company. Everything is about it is vague. Secret government projects, etc. I'll pass. Here's the thing. So the CEO of Palantir was speaking during the IPO. It was a pretty garbage interview, and he was just kind of like just very confident. But confidence, it would be very hard to separate confidence from ego in that interview. He was like, yeah, if you don't like it, don't buy it. He's like, plenty of other stocks. He's like, we're a long-term thing. And here's the thing. I don't think Peter Thiel is in it for this valuation. I think that they probably want a valuation of 20 billion, which probably puts the stock somewhere over $20. So, we'll see. I wouldn't write off Palantir yet. Okay. It's only traded for 2 days. And remember, it was a direct listing. So pretty much everybody's free trading, right? So people are going to take a lot off the table. Once, that supply is done, well, just remember, Peter Thiel was behind Tilray, which was garbage. It went from $20 to 300 within 3 months. CMPS, which is Compass, it's a psilocybin magic mushroom company, and it IPO'd at 22. It hit 45 last week. So, don't discount it just yet, but I do see your point. Ooh, thoughts on war rumors? Matey mate. I haven't heard any rumors of war. Who's going to war? Is it China, India? If that's the case, if let's say let's just, God forbid, there's going to be a conflict. One, you just buy puts pretty much in everything that isn't energy. And then you probably see energy prices start going through the roof. So I think energy is the first place you look, then Lockheed Martin, Boeing, what's that other company that makes like cruise missiles and stuff? I forget. That it's as simple as that. Ooh, Casey Hope. What do you think a good entry point for MSOS is? Think it could drop below 18? I don't think it'll drop below 18. I think MSOS, that is the ETF. I'm actually doing a webinar with Dan Aarons, who runs MSOS, not this Friday, but no, next Thursday. I think that that's going to be a good one. I own it. I'm a shareholder. I'm down on it, but I bought it. I bought it day one. Um, you know, I like it. It'll be a good one, especially for people that can't get exposure to some of the U.S. companies. My thoughts on Workhorse United States Postal Service contract. I actually, I'd love to tell you all about it, but I have not been following Workhorse at all. Boeing has earnings this month. Boeing's earnings is going to be awful. But on Friday, we had the greatest trade ever missed, this week. So Friday, I was trying to get into the 150 calls that expired tomorrow. They were $4.20, and I was like, I want them for $4, like an idiot. Yesterday, they were $20. Oops. So, Glenny Trades, why you do this to me? Is a Biden win already priced into the market? I don't think anything's priced into the market. A Trump win, a Biden win. You know what? People just want they just want stimulus, right? You could say that. I've seen that argument on CNBC. They ran a poll with hedge fund managers or fund managers, whatever, and there was like 77% consensus that these fund managers think Biden's going to win. It's not really making a difference right now. Believe it or not, we've got bigger problems than the presidential election. Okay. What is my opinion on my opinion? I don't know. That's a good question. I'll get back to you. I got to ask somebody their opinion on that. Kenneth Dombrowski, what was your thinking when you recommended X calls at $9 before you got sick? So that was 2 weeks ago. So I remember that trade very well because we were in the 750 calls right before it. And my thinking was, I think we got into that trade at, what was it? Guys, do you remember? I think it was like 62 cents. So we got into that trade at 62 cents. And I said, look, I really am very cautious trading this up here. So I'm going to be quick to take profit. And I had a real big size position on it, and it went, and I think like the highest we took profit was 79 cents. And when it pulled back, then I got back in, and I got back in at 55. So I ended up with just an absolute ton of insurance, and I took a tier 1 position on the reload. And that was on a Friday. And then I was just out of commission. So my thinking was there was really nothing in the way, and the market looked good. But yeah, and then that Monday I was sick. I woke up and just sold my position. I sold every option that I was in, and then went back to sleep. And I think I sold those at like 44 cents. But my thinking was that $9 looked good. And until Monday, it looked really good because after hours on that Friday, we gapped right back. We were moving right back up. I think we were at 890 again. So it looked like a very smart trade. What is my take on Boeing? Freddie Sanchez says for next week. I talked about Boeing today. I talked about Boeing today at the Open, saying that I was looking at puts, and I said I think that Boeing's at the top of the channel, I said I said 172. I'd probably be looking to get puts. It didn't quite get there when I was looking at it. I don't know where it went today exactly, but yeah, I think it's at the top of the channel. Now, would I buy puts here at 167? No, I'd probably be more prone to calls, but I would, you know, Boeing has to be in a position where it's kind of a no-brainer for me. Like when Boeing dropped into the 140s, I was like, yes. You know, I was like, that's why, you know, to give you an idea, it was 148 when I made the call on a 150 call. When I said, all right, you know, I'm really looking at these 150 calls and 20 cents off. And, you know, some of you got it. It happens. Cresco Labs is a good thing. Good one. Sell some premium. Does anybody notice the painting behind me moving? That's funny. All right, let's kind of go down. Oh, good. So I scroll down and I see keep political chatter out of this feed. Thank you, Small Cap Reporter. I'm all caught up. Do I ever trade Walmart options? It's been a while. No, I don't mess with Walmart right now. Good day overall. All right. Ooh, Glenny trades. What do I think of Power REIT? I'm long Power REIT. I put a couple of trades on. I think $17, $16. It's a real good spot. Power REIT, I think, will be like IIPR. I think Power REIT is really going to perform into 2021, 2022. Now, it would not shock me if Power REIT looked like IIPR in a year, okay? I'm long, though, Power REIT. My average is 870, to give you an idea. It's $20 right now. Went as high as 33. AMD falling wedge was legit. Nice. Apple, where do I think we go from here? Johnny B, it's such a tough question. I don't know. Like, say what you want. I don't think Apple is a $500 stock. And you got to do the pre-split math. Of course, I want Apple to rip faces off. I'm not allowed to trade the option. True story. So if I trade the option, don't tell my wife. That's my wife's biggest holding is Apple. Like a lot of people, she's a much better trader than me. Her average is 113 though, except the last time it did a forward split. So yeah, she's killing it. She's like, why are you trading Apple? You don't ever have to trade Apple. It's just greed. You got to look at it like this, Johnny. What's going to go on from October to December? You know, new phones, AirPods. Guys, I couldn't tell you how many pairs of AirPods I bought. So, all right, don't speak too soon. 5G is on the way and Hawaii is getting blocked. Here's the thing about 5G. Not all of the United States is set up for it. Like my wife has 5G. I think. I mean, her phone says 5G, but I got 4G. And she's got AT&T. I got T-Mobile. I will never give up my T-Mobile. Darren, oh, why don't I mess with Walmart options right now? Honestly, because I just have no interest in trading Walmart. Now, when we were at the beginning, when we were just kind of going through the pandemic, Walmart held its own better than anything. And I looked, trust me, did I look? But I just couldn't, you know, it never gave me that entry. And I was just like, you know what? Let Walmart be. Look, not all options are good options to trade. We've definitely learned that. We've traded a ton of options where, like we got into an option maybe a month and a half, 2 months ago, where the stock actually got cut in half 50% the same day that we bought the put, and the option didn't even go up 10 cents. It was nuts. RKT, long options. You know what, RKT, I was looking at the $20 calls for next week. Today, they were 75 cents. And then in TTG, I saw everybody in chat, and I was looking at it. I was like, oh, 75 cents. I was like, these things are not even moving. I was like, and I hate options that have nickel spreads. They just really frustrate me because, you buy them and, you're instantly going to go down unless you get filled on the bid. So you're like, all right, I'm just waiting. They're just a pain in the ass. And I was just like, you know what? I was like, I don't think Rocket Mortgage just has it right now. Nobody seems to be interested. And then I saw all this chatter in TTG today about Rocket Mortgage. And I go and I looked and I was like, what the hell? It was like 21.67 when I looked. And then I think it closed at like 22. So good job. T.6 with a good question. What do you think about buying into the oil sector? Is this the bottom in some big names? Man, I hope so. So I own ExxonMobil. Like Mike has Chevron. I own a little bit of Oxy. Now, the ExxonMobil that I own is completely paid for by other trades, okay? And I think that that's the approach that some of you guys need to take with some of these sectors, especially sectors that you want to get into, but don't want to waste your mental capital trying to pick a bottom, because right now you can't. And excuse me. And like, I thought $40 on ExxonMobil was, I was like, man, $40, this is so low. So I had a trade in GLD, and it was like a small trade, and I made some profit. And I was like, you know what? And I told everybody in TTG, I'm just going to roll this profit directly into ExxonMobil. Now, I do this for a bunch of other stocks. I do it for ExxonMobil. I do it for Budweiser. I do it for Bank of America. And it's, especially for some of you newer traders, this is important. I really want you to pay attention to this, because this is something that it's such a small detail and it can make such a big difference in your account, and also like your just mental state as a trader, okay? So what you should be doing, look, trading's not easy, okay? I don't want you to think that it's easy. So when you have wins, like especially some of you new guys and girls, so like let's say you have 4 days in a row where it's like win, 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 win. And now it doesn't matter the sum of money. Let's call it $50. Let's say from Monday to Thursday, you make $50 a day. All right, $200. So you're up $200. You're like, man, I feel great. Friday comes along, you're even more excited. You're excited, so what do? You're like, all right, I'm gonna crush this. I'm gonna crush this weekend. And you go into it thinking, all right, I've got 200 extra bucks. What am I going to buy? So maybe you buy an option you've never traded before, like Roku or Apple or the SPY, whatever. And you take on a little bit more risk because that little devil on your shoulder is like, yeah, just do it. Just do it. You'll be fine. You're going to kill it. And then what happens? You give back 4 days of hard work, and it is mentally fatiguing, and then you second guess yourself, and then you get yourself into this, like, it just screws up your whole trader psychology, all right? Which is why one of the most beloved courses in all of TTG is the trader psychology course, okay? So with that, you know, one of the things that I think is really important is to keep in mind that the biggest risk to your account is always going to be you. It's not going to be the market. It's not going to be the, you know, whether or not the stimulus package is passed or not passed, or if, you know, this company is doing a deal or what. It's always going to be you and managing your own expectations in the market. You know, look, we are creatures of habit. You know, like there's millions upon millions of years of evolution that are always telling us, you know, hey, reach for this, try and, you know, like go further, go harder, go faster. It's like that in the market. I'm susceptible to it. You're susceptible to it. Mike's susceptible of it. There isn't a trader in the world that isn't susceptible of it. But when you're starting out early, you need to put guardrails in front of yourself to keep you from making those mistakes. You want to put safety nets that build you up, not bring you down, okay? So with that said, one of the things that I always suggest to people is, you know, look, especially when you're starting out, if you have wins like that, I go, let's say you make $100, okay? Or maybe a trade that you weren't even expecting. Take $50 of that. Buy yourself some stock in, you could buy Exxon, you could buy Budweiser, you could buy American Airlines. Buy it in a company that you think will be around in 10 years. American Airlines might not be around, but you get the point, all right? You know, buy companies with dividends. So now it does two things, all right? And this is how important it is for all of you. And I want you to really listen to this, because this is going to make the difference for being like, you know, just a trader to an investor that trades and has the ability to trade. And that's what you want to be, right? Because look, at the end of the day, your goals have to be for something, you know, like it shouldn't be like, oh, I want to, you know, buy myself a new flat screen. That should be part of it. And trust me, I'm living in that world, you know. I invested $10,000 in the stock market the first year I started trading, okay? First year I started trading was 2013. I have literally been living off of that $10,000 ever since, okay? That was 2013, okay? And, you know, I was a little skinnier, but I eat a lot now. So anyway, back to what I was telling you. When you do that, all right, this is what you're doing, okay? And after this, we're going to get into some other stuff, but I want to leave this Q&A with this. So I make $100. I buy, let's say I buy one share of Budweiser, okay? I buy it $53, one share of Budweiser, all right? Budweiser goes up $1, I don't care. Goes down $1, I don't care. But every time I look in my account, I see Budweiser. And you know what I say to myself? I say, that was from that Roku trade. That's when I made $50. I bought one contract. I made 50 cents. Thanks. Thanks, stock market. You just paid for that. All right? Now, the second thing it does. when that little devil is on your shoulder saying, yeah, just buy, you go, sorry, I don't have enough money to buy that contract. Why? Because I bought some, I invested in a company that, I think is going to be a one bagger. I think it's a story that I could understand. And now when you do this, your portfolio will be littered with all of these companies. And you're like, I got 1 share of this. I got 2 shares of that. Whatever. But the beauty of it is, while you're doing that, okay? Now this is part 3. Now this is the exciting part. While you're doing all of that, you're thinking, oh, I'm just socking away 1 share here, 1 share there, and it becomes a game to you. But then all of a sudden, you're like, man, I'm not making $100. I'm making $200. No, I'm not making $200. I'm making $300 a day. And then it occurs to you, you're like, holy shit, did I just learn how to trade? And the reason that you're able to do that is because every time you're opening up your portfolio, you're taking a look at a bunch of stocks that are all profit, 100% profit. Your portfolio is slowly growing, and you're not doing stupid things. You're not taking stupid risks. Like, are you going to lose money? Occasionally, of course, that's part of the game. But you're always going to have that, at least half of that profit by doing that. So, if you liked what I said, then do me a favor and smash that like button. Where are you? Where are you? There we go. Boom. Oh, actually, it's like this. Boom, boom, boom. Smash that like button. Smash that like button while I take a sip of this. Guys, at some point, I might have to give you a 45-second Wolf, that was your best Mel Gibson Braveheart impression. So, no, guys, I just want to get a show of hands. And you can show me your hands by hitting that like button, sharing this on social media. Guys, if you see this on Twitter, at either the True Trading Group or my Twitter, which is, you guys should know my Twitter. You guys know my Twitter, right? Do me a favor and go and retweet it, because I think we are broadcasting live. But, really, I do want you to keep smashing. Smash that like button, and for the next 5 minutes, I'll extend it a minute, I'll take some questions. But I want to see if you guys have any questions on what I just said, and see if that really made sense to you. Dutch maiden, you're smart, yo. Thanks. Can you write that down and tell my wife that? Glenn Wilson, my dad did that for 60 years. Yeah. You'd be shocked at how fast, KPS, why do you prefer trading options over stocks? I think that's the misconception, okay? I am an investor that also trades, and I kind of went over that briefly. I trade stocks too. The difference is that I'm a long-term investor with my stocks, okay? And right now, I see there's no I don't need to be trading my stocks. All my stocks are absolutely crushing it. And they've been absolutely crushing it since the dip in 2018, and they were absolutely crushing it when I exited the top of the market in 2018, right before everything got crushed, and then I got back in. So I like options. And this is something that you should understand, like when I explain it to somebody, whether it's a friend or, because I get this a lot, like, well, why do you trade? Why do you trade options? And I say options keep the lights on. Okay. Now with my options, there's a strategy that goes into it as well. Okay. Now I'm not just trading options so I could be like Mark Jackson, point at the scoreboard. I trade options to fund my portfolio. Okay. So I'll give you an example. So in the month of June, the month of July, I absolutely destroyed options. One option in particular, I really destroyed. It was Roku. Okay. I mean, I put Roku, I put that thing in the hospital. It was donating organs. They didn't know if they were going to have to resuscitate it or what. And when I say I killed it, I mean, I killed it on Roku, as did a lot of members of TTG. And it was around this time that I was like, man, I really want to start buying pot stocks again. Okay. But I'm not so sure if we bottomed, and so what did I do? I was like, you know what, Jason, and I had a little talk with myself. Why don't you divert your profit from this into the pot stocks that you want to be in? That way you've got a cushion and then you can trade. So that's what I did. I bought Cureleaf, Cresco, TerraSend, Harvest, then Green Thumb, and then the last one was I bought Trichome, and then the last pot stock I bought was TrueLeaf when it pulled way back. And I traded those, and that profit that I put in went up like 50%. All right. And that was all from options. So that's why I trade options. Options, they're awesome, especially if you go in with a really nice strategy. Hey, Justin Fox. So yeah. All right. So, guys, that's going to do it for the Q&A. All right. I'm assuming that there aren't going to be any more questions. I assume, right? We are going to get into some other things. But before I go any further, for everybody that's just joined me, I want you to subscribe on the YouTube channel. And one last time, smash that like button because Control Room just told me that I do not have enough likes to proceed, which leads me to believe that maybe some of you don't like me. And that's okay. If you don't like me, smash that like button. If you like me, smash that like button. See how that works? Perfect. Okay, so are you smashing? Smash that like button if you want a stimulus deal. Smash that like button if you want world peace. Smash that like button if you want calories to disappear from food the way I do. Smash that like button if you wash your hands. Just smash that like button. All right. All right. All right. So what we're going to do is we are going to get a roll call of members who are not in TTG. Okay, so what I want to do right now is I want to see and get an understanding of people that are new to the channel, maybe the people that have just saw maybe this was shared on social media or whatever. And, you know, because I know that there are a lot of familiar faces and names, and, you know, God love you and I love you. But let's welcome some of the newer people here. So I want to get a sense of the non-TTG members, as well as the TTG3 members that might not be aware of who I am. So, little show of hands. Show me your hands. All right. Am I seeing it? Am I seeing your hands? Hmm. All right. Guys, it's okay. Not in TGG. Lindsay. Oh. Michelle, TTG. Oh, look at that. Everybody's, I love it. People know. Type TTG if you're a member. Franklin German, new member since April. Justin Fox, one of my faves in there. Arna, old short-term trader. Wash your hands. JC Trades. Rick Ruffin, TTG rules. You know, I used to be a roofer, Rick, after college when I was looking. I sucked at it. Taylor, rep. Cat V, TTG. All right, David Padilla, XX Cream is X. Got a Discord group now. Whoa, great. Scott Barry, I love being in TTG. Baby, come back. Guys, I sing in TTG also. All right. You were a TTG3 member. Okay. All right. So, with that, I want to know how many of you are in TTG? How many of you are TTG3 members? Okay. All right. How many of you are TTG3 members? I see some of you during the day, but I want to put, because now I can see your little tiny faces. Cheryl, Miss S, Rocky, Glenn Wilson, come on. Judy Leon, hey now. AJB Soccer, the fam is growing. Yes, we are growing. Guys, you want to know why we grow? It's because a TTG member gets sick and somebody sends them chicken soup, okay? Or an edible arrangement. Yeah, guys, we definitely look out for each other. So for all the people that are, you know, new here, you know, you're probably not used to seeing somebody that's not wearing a Yankee hat, that being Mike, on here. So I'm going to just go into a little bit about myself, okay? Just who I am, and what you need to know, all right? So first off, some of you may know this handsome face. I am Wolf of Weed Street. Whoop. See how I did that? That's me on Twitter. You'll see I'm verified. Now, guys, Mike talks extensively about his background at the hedge fund in New York, straight out of college, and the system that he went through to become the profitable trader that he is. It's amazing, okay? I am a lot like you guys, okay? Probably not as good looking as you can see. I got some wrinkles. I used to have more hair, but you get the point. The point is that I began like all of you. So let me share my story for all the new members, okay? And stop me if you heard this, but I started in 2013, the spring, because my wife, who's then my fiance, was badgering me to open up a savings account, okay? Now, wives, fiancés, they know best. She's like, you need to open a savings account. And I was like, savings account? It's like 0.3% in interest a year. I was like, I'll just start trading. I'll start investing. Let's do that. So I started off slow, just like everybody. I started with $1,500. Opened up a Scott trade account. I was like, this is easy. I went with a one simple thesis. Okay, well, what's the world going to need in 10 years? So what are they going to need? So I somehow landed on like water. Okay, I was like, oh, water seems important. I drink it, I like put it on my car with soap. And and that was that. And, I didn't really know much, but I knew that little by little, I was guessing right on some of these things. And I was seeing the returns, and I was like, man, I made 30% on this. I was like, it's not a lot of money. I was like, all right, I need to start looking at stuff that really moves. And I was like, man, but I can't afford shares of this. Like, how many shares? I could get like 5 shares. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. And I was really just kind of doing this like the whole time. Like I was just completely blind. Information was just like everywhere. And like all of you, where the first place I go, I went to YouTube, okay? Like I didn't know what level 2 was. I was like, I can get the trades as they come. I was like, this is amazing. My life has changed. Little by little, I started putting more money in. I was putting like $500 every 2 weeks. And just trying to absorb as much as possible. Found weed in the process. First pot stock, everybody thinks that I made a killing on it. I actually lost money. Went up 50%. And I was like, this is exactly what I was looking for. I never bought a penny stock in my life. And then it dropped 50% 2 days later. And I was like, what the hell just happened? And I was down $140. But I was like, man, there's something to this volatility, and it really attracted that. This is crazy. As crazy as this sounds, losing money really attracted me because I was like, it went up and then it went down. I was like, this is amazing. I'm hooked. And along this time, like I started looking at marijuana as a long-term investment. And it was a shit show, like the whole sector. There was 13 companies when I started investing. And I started to use people on Twitter as an arm of due diligence for me. I would send people $100 on PayPal to just go and take a look. And then, January 3rd was when the Wolf of Weed Street was born. Fast forward, I used some of my creative writing degree. I was looking for companies, and I ended up doing, I'll just make a long story short, 6,300% from August 13th, 2013 to April 1st, 2013. That's 6,300% of my total invested. Okay. So I did $663,000. I got lucky. All right. I got really lucky, and I'm aware of that. I mean, don't get me wrong. A lot of work went into it, but I got lucky with stupid things. Like I went on my honeymoon and I was like, I don't want to be holding all these penny stocks while I'm in Thailand. So I sold a lot of it. While I was there, market just got crushed. And then we did other things, and it took losing money to really understand, that I got lucky. Okay. And, you've probably heard this before. It's, any fool can make money. The hard part is keeping that money. And that's one of the things that I want you guys to be very, very, very aware of, okay? Very aware of, okay? And here's why. I didn't have to lose the money that I lost. I mean, I could have lost some. That's normal. But I always tell people like this. It wasn't until I lost my first 100,000, or actually in my case, it was 285,000 in an afternoon, that until I made my first million. Okay. And it was really understanding that, that really propelled me. All right. And that's why, all right, you guys are here. That's why we are going to be doing some really awesome stuff. And this is why I'm actually coming on tonight, because I've been gone and I wanted to talk about TTG from the perspective of the everyman. Like, I've traded with a cash account. I've traded with PDT rule. I've traded with a cash account recently. Okay. I forced myself, this is a true story. I forced myself, after blowing up my account last year on some options, to trade for 2 weeks under like a cash account rules to get my account back to margin, So I know the struggle. And the crazy part is that probably made me 10 times the options trader that I am. All right. So are you guys with me? Yeah, Boeing. Yeah. So what we are going to do, all right, what we are going to go over, especially for all the new people, is TTG, the membership. Okay, that's why we're here. On top of the learning, the camaraderie. Okay, best investment you're gonna make, hands down, is gonna be in yourself. All right. Now, whether that means studying filings, or going through every shred of information on a company, that is, trading and investing is hard work. It is not easy. It is not something that just, the stock market is not this magic machine where you throw some money into it and then there's like unicorns and rainbows and like people frolicking in a meadow and then just throwing money to you. Okay? It takes work. I know this. The members of TTG know this, and you know it. Okay? And you're gonna know it. You want to know why? Because I'm gonna beat it into your head. The mods are gonna beat it, drum it into your head to make you into a robot. All right? A robot that can be profitable, a robot that will always have job security if they put the time in. All right? It's 20th century, baby. Robots can do everything. So what is TTG? All right? Well, TTG is True Trading Group, okay? It is comprised of not just myself and Mike, Chris Toder, Jay Downey, Elena, Jason Simmons, but you know what it's comprised of also? All these people in here, okay? Think about that. Everybody in TTG, please raise your hand. All right, and if you can, we'll just make fun. We'll make this fun. In one word, describe TTG to the new people, to the people that are just finding this. All right, because I don't want. I want people to get a real sense of what it is that we're doing daily and nightly. You know, a lot of work goes into this, and a lot of things go into everything, and we share a lot with each other. We are, what I want you to understand is that TTG isn't like one person giving out alerts, 2 people giving out alerts, 3 people, 4 people giving out alerts. It is a mass of people watching the market as like one like giant entity. It is all of us say, whoa, understanding in real time what is going on in the market. Okay, you don't want to trade by yourself. Trading by yourself is awful. Okay, why second guess yourself? Why put yourself in a situation where there's somebody right there that could be trading the same thing? There could be somebody there that understands a stock that you're interested in better than you could ever do it. It's like everybody offers something completely different. All right. And that's a crazy thing about TTG. All right. Is the amount of stuff that you get outside of just the people. And the people are awesome. Glenny Trades, he's awesome. Got a great name. James Roscones. We got Isabella. We got Susan T. We got so many of you. Guys, like, I see all of you. I converse with all of you. I think that you're all great. All right. But here's what else you get. All right. In the mornings, say you're new and you're looking like, okay, I got this stock. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What are the levels? Well, we got a solution for that. His name is Jason Simmons. And he has the Morning Miami Colada Club, where from 7:30 in the morning till basically like 9:15 or 9 o'clock, he's just going over the charts. He's also giving you homework. So if you think it takes hard work to be a good trader, well, there's a professor that will literally give you work every day if you want it. All right. On top of that, we've 14 courses covering everything from foundations to advanced trading and options. All right, what does that mean? Is it 14 courses like, Investopedia, like a glossary? No, it's not a glossary. It's an actual test. The only thing that's missing is a Scantron. Okay, you remember Scantrons? No, you don't need a number 2 pencil because we have videos and, we have little buttons you could push. All right, little buttons you could push. And on top of that, you got to take tests. You actually have to take tests, all right? That way you know that you're not just going through a course and it's just, completely going over your head. So there's 14 of those, all right? And everything. From, like I was saying, people want to learn about options. There's beginner's options. You want to learn about setting up your charts. There's stuff to set up your charts. You want to learn about trader psychology and like the mental gymnastics you have to do yourself. It's there. Okay, everything is there. On top of that, so you say, well, Wolf, I don't know how to trade. I've never traded anything. I traded some Pokemon cards. Traded some pods, a couple baseball cards, maybe a few Beanie Babies, but I've never traded a stock. Well, we've got a course for that too. And after the course, we actually have a simulator where you could use fake money to trade instead of real money. All real time. So you're like, oh, I want to learn to trade options. Oh, well, now you can do it. All right. You could learn to trade stock while you're learning how to trade stock, okay? And guess what? You're not risking and blowing money the way I did, the way a lot of members of TTG did early on, How many of you guys, raise your hands, were just blowing money when you first started, all right? Blowing money. You're like, $5, $10, that doesn't matter. And then all of a sudden you're like, man, that shit adds up. Okay. All right. So you got the stock simulator with real-time level 1 and level 2 data. You got a stock screener. Basically, you can put in levels. Hey, tell me stocks under this amount, this volume, all this stuff. And right now, this might be sounding like some alien language to you. Volume, stock screener, VWAP, blah, blah, blah. It's going to make sense to you. I promise you. And then you'll be at a party with like a pipe and a monocle being like, yeah, that volume was crazy. Also, if you're ever at a party and you see somebody actually do that, please take a video and send it to me. Then we have like the stock profile tool, which is cool as well, because let's say you want to know about Tesla, let's say you want to know about Roku or any of the other stocks that you mentioned today. We'll send you a PDF. Actually, it'll automatically generate a PDF, tell you analyst ratings, how many people say buy, how many people say sell, how many people say just avoid altogether, price targets, blah, 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 blah. All the things that you need that are one piece of the pie, okay? That information, one piece of the pie. Anything can happen. That's why you need to understand everything else, okay? Think of TTG like this. Has anybody ever jumped out of a plane before by yourself? Not tandem, or maybe tandem. I don't know. I've never jumped out of a plane with somebody attached to me. I've done it by myself. But I think that is relevant because this is kind of what trading's like. When you do that, all right, and before you jump out of the plane by yourself, basically they go over every single way you can die, okay? And this is what trading is like. It's like, okay, I open my account, all right? I put the chute on, I get in the plane. Now I'm going up, all right? Now I'm looking at the market. And it's like, well, your chute can deploy and you could get sucked into the propeller. All right, that's the first way you could die. Then you jump and, you could pull the chute and it ties around your neck or whatever. That's the second way. Well, this is kind of what the stock market, it's like understanding the cause and effect of everything that you're doing, okay? Understanding all of the risks, understanding, the tiny errors that get people into trouble, Like, you know how many times I had to practice pulling my chute, looking up at a chute that was tangled and then getting rid of that chute and then pulling my reserve chute? Repetition, 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 okay? That's what the market is like. You beat it into your head. That way it's second nature when something happens, okay? So now, if that wasn't enough, 75 hours plus of different workshops, all right? Now, workshops on options, swing trading, chart setup, everything you could possibly imagine. Guys, I've done 3 workshops on pot stocks alone. Guys, TTG Wolf of Weed Street. Guys, I'm kind of a big deal in the pot world. There's awards right there. Awards right there. See that? Right there. That's an MVP. That's, hey, you raised over $250 million. That's, oh, you raised $200 million. I know pot stocks. I just did a pot stock webinar the other day. Guys, how was that pot stock webinar I did? That was the last pot stock webinar that happened. All right. Is it good? Okay. All right. So all these webinars. Now, guys, this is not something where, hey, you got to pay extra. All right. It's like, oh, we got another webinar coming out. Well, guess what? If you want to come in, it's going to be $100. No, it's not like that. Because honestly, that's the dickest move in the world. All right. You know why there's no Blockbuster Video anymore? Because there's Netflix, yo. And Netflix gives you everything you want to watch right there. All right. And that's what we did. Oh, you want to learn something? Here's the library of knowledge and trading learning stuff and charts, all for you. Not, hey, buy my DVD. People still actually sell DVDs. Who uses a DVD nowadays? Tell me, who's using a DVD? All right? So you do get access to the all weekly workshops and webinars live. Now, you also get any future courses, okay? So say, I know that I'm going to do another pot stock course, and honestly, that pot stock course is going to be worth the admission, okay? It is. It's going to be worth the price of admission, all right? So it's going to be there. You're going to get it. You're going to get all of it. Whoa. Wow. Prices are going down, so is my chair. So yeah, guys, you know, that's kind of what I wanted to say. Now, we have one membership that's yearly. So now you see that code, which is right there. So our normally the membership is $2,048, okay? And right now, because the wolf is back, we're doing the special Wolferino. All right, so this membership for tonight, if you use the code, saves you 41%, making it $11.98 till midnight tonight when you use the code TTG Wolf. All right, now there has to be some kind of sweetener, right? All right, I like it sweet. And since I've been sick for September, I wanted to give everybody that signed up tonight something that normally they wouldn't be getting. All right, which is one-on-one with me. One-on-one. And guys, I think the one-on-ones are really helpful because a lot of times you might hear myself or Mike talk about something with you, but until I address you directly, like, hey, Sarah, you know, this is what, or, you know, Chris, this is what you need to be doing, or John, this is the little mistake, the little adjustment that you can make that can make all the difference, it doesn't register. So the one-on-one is also really, really important for all of you. All right. So that's from now till midnight tonight. You get a one-on-one with me using the code TTG Wolf. Capiche? How's that sound? All right. Now, you're saying, well, how is it? You know, first, let's get a couple things straight. The win rate right now of the moderators as a whole, as a cohesive unit, is 80%. It's 79.9%, but I don't think we're going to have to split hairs on 1/10 of 1%. All right. We keep a track of that daily. Okay. So if you go into the trader dashboard, you're going to be able to see all of that. All right. On top of that, now you might have heard Mike talk about this, but TTG members make 7 to 10 times their membership. Okay. You hear that's 7 to 10 times their membership in the first 6 months. Okay. 80% of you. 80% chance of making 7 to 10 times their money in the first 6 months. That make any sense? To not join? I mean, think of how much money you wasted trading options, okay? Like, yeah, maybe, oh, you know, this is how it usually goes down. You trade an option and you make some money and you're like, this is amazing. This is so easy. Then you trade the option the next time and you get absolutely destroyed. And not only do you give all that money back, but then you give more and you think, oh, it's a one-off. I'm going to just try it again. Gone. and you don't even understand what happened. But it's like that. And there goes $2,000. Okay? Where could have given a strategy, could have maybe played a better option. We could have actually been playing an option that was, you had a call, we had the put. Or we were the ones selling you the option. We were selling you that grenade. We already took all the money from it and we're like, here, noob, take this. So don't be like that. And we've all been there, but you don't have to be there. That's the thing. All right. And another caveat, 30% or 20% of those people, because, 80%, 20%, have made that money in the first month trading TTG. All right. So what I want you to do is really think about that. You've got till midnight California time, which is 3 a.m. Eastern time, to invest in yourself. And that is really going to be the biggest thing that you invest in. You do not want to invest in, a system where everybody, if you're looking to join TTG and just get fed alerts, this isn't the place for you. Okay. Yes, we're going to give you alerts. Honestly, if we didn't do a single alert, it would be worth it. But you get the alerts. You get us. You get the chat room. We jump on the mic when we're talking about something like today, which we're going to go into in a minute, like Roku, knew exactly what I was thinking, where I wanted to take profit, and you would have crushed today. You could have made your membership in 20 contracts. It was that simple. All right. So I want you guys to join us in TTG. Why? Because it's just, you're going to spend the money to lose. You might as well get, going by yourself, you're wasting money to learn. That's the wrong approach. You need to spend the money to make the money, all right? Not, hey, I got to lose and then try and figure out why I lost and then still be in the process of, still losing and then get turned off by the market and just be like, you know what, I'm done with this investing thing, all right? Guys, if that wasn't enough, okay, if that wasn't enough, we also do a lot of fun stuff. For every 300 members we get in TTG, I'm not even going to say this. I'm going to let the TTG members tell you. Guys, what are we giving away for the first three, what is the contest right now for the 300 members that sign up once we hit that mark? We're giving away a Tesla. Shit you not. Okay, can I say that? Can I say that legally? Yes. We are giving away a Tesla. A Tesla. Or the cash. Or $30,000 in cash. I'd probably take the Tesla because, be like, yeah, I want a Tesla. All right. On top of that, every Friday we give away laptops. Yes, laptops. We give 5 laptops. Are we giving 5 laptops away this Friday? I believe we are. All right. So yeah, for every 300 members we are going to give away a free Model 3 Tesla or $30,000 cash. We started counting last week, and all members that sign up are automatically entered into the raffle. And we're 30% of the way there. I think actually we're more. I think we're like 50% now. Okay. And all you need to do is be a member of TTG. TTG3 members The trial members do not count. Okay? And this Friday, another laptop giveaway. Yes, so we give away 5 laptops every Friday. All right? So, guys, that's the membership, right? Now, if, maybe, look, I understand maybe the membership isn't for, like, you're like, I don't know. This sounds great, Wolf, and you're a very handsome and sincere guy. So, first, how many TTG3 members are in here? All right. How many TTG3 members are in here right now? Guys, raise your hand. Type 3 in chat right now if you're a TTG3 member. Just type a 3. That's all you need to do. Me. 3. There you go. Galley. There you go. Parish Baker, Milan. Marty Limes. H. Howard. Marilyn Simmons. Kaleem. Rakra Singh. Rakra, that's a cool name. Rakra. I like that. I like that name, Rakra. Glenn Wilson, ask me about my Jaguar after I'm done talking. Then I'll tell you something that'll blow your mind. All right. So guys, the TTG3 members, all right. So TTG3 basically is the ability, it gives you the ability to come in to chat and see what we're about for a couple days, and we've actually given some courses. It lets you peek under the hood in TTG3, in True Trading Group. All these acronyms, okay? So let me put this up. So that's the thing, okay? That's the link for the trial, okay? Now, it literally only costs you $3. It will not auto-renew, so you're not going to be getting banged for $3 every week. It's a one-time payment of $3, okay? Technically, we have to charge you $3 something. TTG3, it just sounded clean. So you're basically spending $3. It's honestly the best $3 you'll ever spend because you're still in the chat room live for a couple days, and here is where you can really make up your mind. If you're on the fence, okay, the discount is not as good as the discount that I gave tonight, which was this one, but it's still good. TTG Wolf code, beautiful. But for those people that are just like, let me take it for a test drive, there it is. Check that link. TTG is great, okay? So this is what you get with TTG3. You get 3 days of access to our trading chat rooms, 3 days in a row. You can watch award-winning hedge fund trader Michael Edward, better known as Pizza Mike, a name that I gave him, trade live. On top of that, you get me, Wolf of Weed Street, Jason Spatafora, verified on Twitter, Handsome Devil, as long as Chris Toner, Jay Downey, and Jason Simmons, giving you every technical level throughout the course of the day. Um, on top of that, we're sharing our screens for everybody. We're jumping on the mic, like I already said, and giving analysis and breakdowns in real time. So what that means is you're getting actionable trading ideas in real time. Okay, you're getting, a lot of people, and this is something that goes for TTG members, TTG non-members, TTG3 members. A lot of people look at the market like this, all right? Tunnel vision, all right? If you play a sport, like let's say hockey, let's say soccer, let's say lacrosse, field hockey, whatever else is comparable, one of the biggest problems with playing any sport is, especially when you're young, is, say you're a soccer player looking at the ball while you're dribbling. If you're looking at the ball while you're dribbling, or if you're a hockey player and you're just looking at the puck, or a lacrosse player and just looking at the ground, I was a lacrosse player, you're never able to see the whole field and everything that is developing around you. Listening to people in real time, along with a chart, and understanding the cause and effect is going to make you such a better trader, even if those are the only 3 days that you're in there for the rest of your life. Okay. Now, I don't think that it'll be a rest of your life. I think that once you're in, you're in. And you'll be like, that is the best $3 that I ever spent. They should have charged me more. That's one thing that I'll hear. But, that's what you're going to get with TTG, in terms of, the access to us. All right. But don't worry, there's more. Okay. You get the Benzinga Pro Live news feed direct from the TTG chat room. That's basically like somebody talking, being like, yeah, this just in, Nancy Pelosi says she can't reach an agreement with Steve Mnuchin or the Senate Republican, blah, blah, blah. But you hear it in real time. And then you're like, whoa, the SPY goes like this. Instead of being like in a trade and the SPY dropped and you're like, what the hell happened? Well, guess what? The TTG squawk just told you. So then on top of that, you get some of the stuff that the normal TTG members get: stock profiles, analyst rating, the tools, ultimate due diligence companion is what we call it. The filings, but 3 trading courses, 3 fundamental trading courses guaranteed to make you a better trader. Okay. So if you want all of that, along with, some of the basic like stock filings, live trades and, the analyst ratings and all that stuff, along with the access to us, then use that link, TTG3. Okay. Whew. Okay, guys. All right. Hold on. Let me ask Control. How was that? Guys, it's awesome. All right. So let's get into it now. All right. Whew. That was fun. So, oh, look at that. Hit you with the link. All right. Now we're going to get into the fun stuff. Back to the nitty gritty. Hold on. I need a little boost. Boost Oxygen. They're sponsoring this TTG live stream. All right. So guys, one of the things that we are going to talk about, okay, is the stimulus. All right. Now, let's get a futures check. Okay. So why is the stimulus important? Okay. I want to hear, why do you guys think the stimulus is important right now? When does the pot stock rally start? Yeah, into the election. Okay. Wow. Are you a bear or a bull right now? Good question. Wow. That's actually a good question. Are you guys bearish or bullish on the market? You can put an emoji in there if you want. But yes, Sean Miller, thank you. Sean Miller, one of our many, many success stories, probably the most famous, uh, TTG member on YouTube, because he's probably gotten the most shout outs next to Glenny Fish Sticks. All right. For making his account from a small account into a much bigger account. I think he's up 500% since he started. Okay. So this is how it works, guys. Stimulus, right? Now I got the things going behind me. Fed stimulus, okay? Now I want you guys to understand, like, there's two types of stimulus right now. There's government money going out to vital portions of the economy, the states and municipalities, and protections for people, seniors, whatnot. Then there is like Fed stimulus, and which is, providing credit facilities and access to capital to banks, and doing quantitative easing, which is basically buying stocks, buying junk bonds, which is basically buying bad bets that Wall Street made. That's what this rally is based off of. Our economic data right now is awful. Okay. Yes, it is getting better. Okay. We are opening up faster than we anticipated, but we're also not opening up in a manner that is conducive to saving lives. Okay. We've got 4% of the world's population, and most of the coronavirus deaths, which is not very good. Okay. Some of the jobs that have disappeared are never coming back. I'm sure everybody knows of a place that went under in their town. And it's probably some kind of like restaurant or establishment that catered to, people, or, whatever it was. Okay. Like the pizzeria that's by me, which is like I come from New York, the only good pizza that I found in South Florida just happens to be like a mile from my house. I thought that I was going to have to give them a loan to stay open. Thank God I eat a lot of pizza and they're okay. But a lot of businesses are not okay. A lot of people are not okay. Where I live, I saw like a food bank, right, where, people drive through, and the line is disgusting. And it is the saddest thing you have ever seen, okay? It is so sad. Like, I want to just sit in a Publix with my credit card and just buy people groceries. That's how bad it is. People need a lot of help. And the Fed helping companies and, corporations, yeah, it's good for us, but it's a real nasty, it's not very helpful. So the stimulus is basically going to give, I think the Democrats are proposing $2.3 trillion. They want some of it to go to, to people, to households. They want to give like $1,200 check. Senate Republicans want to give $400. They want to give money towards municipalities. It's crazy. And the issue is, we don't want to give people money so that they don't work. Guys, people want to work. All right. So we don't need to get into the politics of it, but we need to do more for Main Street than Wall Street, okay? And I say that as somebody that is whole livelihood depends on Wall Street. That longer term, it is much better for us if we improve the lives of the people that are in most need right now. Okay, that is it in a nutshell. We do this, it's better for all of us. Okay, market rips, great. All right. Oh, like raise corporate taxes. I don't care. Okay, raise my taxes. I know Adam's head just went like this. Okay, raise my taxes. I don't care. Because you know what? If the market rips, I'll make my money somewhere else. Okay? And I got a really good accountant. Even better. Not as good as some people, but very, very good. Okay? So, what we noticed today was the market was up in yo-yo. You know? If I could pull up a chart, I would pull up a chart of the SPY. You guys all saw it. Mike pointed it out. Okay, Mitch McConnell said something up here, and the market went, woo. I should do it reverse. Woo. Like that. And we dipped, and then Nancy Pelosi's like, no, we're still having talks, and then the market went, woo. Okay? It is a yo-yo. So, how do you devise a strategy trading? Okay? How do you have a trading strategy? Huh? Huh, Carrie Franklin? How? What about you, Noble Eagle? Copper Hunter? Mateo? Glenn Wilson, Small Cap Reporter? Michelle? Arthur? Kevin? How do you do anything? Little? How do you have a strategy? What is your strategy? Okay? You guys want to know my strategy? My strategy is don't get hurt. Aim small, miss small, baby. You know? Especially this week. Let's talk about U.S. Steel, okay? That'll set the tone for everything. Got into U.S. Steel on Friday. By Monday, I made 63% on it. Took the bulk of my profit. Why? I don't want to get burned on U.S. Steel again. Pulled back. Pulled back from, I think 83 cents was the high. Pulled right back to 65. We got in at 51. So from 51 to 85, we took that money. 63%. Some people got out higher than me. I took the bulk of my position, 2/3 out. So 75% of my position out. And then I was like, it's kind of looking good. And it was all stimulus talks. Stimulus good. Stimulus bad. Oh, we dipped. All right. So on the bottom of that yo-yo, what did I do? Rebought half of my position back at 65 cents. Grand opening, goes right back up, 80 cents. Take it, make another 25% on that. Then it pulls back, now it's at 70 cents. And I'm like, I think we're going to push again. Got in at 70 cents. And it was like, up, 74, 75, and then started coming back down. I was like, now this is where TTG came in. And then it was like a news thing, and it was like, oh, McConnell said that they're really far apart or something. That was today, and that was the other day. But we got like a real-time news feed, and it was like something with the SPY, and the SPY went like that, and I was like, out. And I got right back out where I entered. Okay? Guys, I wouldn't have known if I was by myself. Okay, so I got, I was like, but I didn't just get out, what I rebought. This was my third time buying. I got out everything. So I got out what I rebought, and I got out what I what I bought at 51 cents, which was still a killing. Okay, so it's 40%. I was still taking the rest of my profit. So the lowest I took profit was I was up 42% or something like that. Okay, so I want you to understand that. And then, you know, we started to fade, and I was like, okay. So I started looking at the 750s following week, got into those. Also, market yo-yo. Nope, getting out. Got in, got out, same price. It's a wash. And that's fine because I didn't lose any money except for the commission. All right, that option actually paid today. It actually went to 55, so maybe I should have held, but who knows? But the moral of the story is don't get hurt, okay? Guys, in a yo-yo market, you are going to get opportunities. Opportunities galore. You know, you don't get an opportunity on this stock, maybe it runs. Guys, you will get another opportunity somewhere else, okay? I promise you that. So my strategy right now is aim small, miss small, okay? Take my profit, get as much distance between me and, you know, and that principal as possible. So the principal investment, try and make some back. Like, guys, I don't care if I'm making 5 or 10 cents on an option. Now, that might not seem like a lot to you, but let me tell you something. When you're trading like 100, 200 options at a time, or 50 options, or even 10 options, you know, like 5 cents on 10 options is 50 bucks. It works. It plays. I'm out of drinks. So, Noble Eagle, I still have. I took part of my UVXY today, actually, at 2050. But yeah, I like the UVXY trade while all this uncertainty is going on. You know, we'll see. I actually thought that UVXY was going to do better. But, you know, like in hindsight, I should have taken it all. But, you know, I'm still up 40 cents on that trade. So yeah, you know, guys, I'm not trying to hold anything super volatile overnight. So I'm not holding a Roku. I'm not holding an Apple. I'm not holding a SPY. You know what? It's just not worth it, honestly. Not until we, you know, like have either a stimulus or no stimulus. Okay. Because guys, you know, this is the thing, right? Say you got into a Roku trade, say you bought $200 Roku calls. All right. And you bought them when Roku was, oops. And you bought them, excuse me. You bought these things when Roku was 197, 198. And now, I knocked over my light. And now, you're like, okay, it's 200, 202, and you're going in, you're like, man, I feel good. I feel great. Then all of a sudden they come out, no stimulus, and maybe a Form 4 hits on Roku because you know the insiders are going to be selling up here at 200. Of course they are. It's an all-time high for the stock. You better believe they're selling. And then guess what? This thing gaps down to 195. And you're saying, oh, it'll move back up. And then more bad news comes out. Crushed. Okay? And you walked away and you had profit. Okay? Which brings me to the Roku trade from today. All right? Guys, I didn't even get in the Roku trade. How many of you today got in Roku today? On that Roku put that I was discussing. Don't all jump at once. Do I have COVID? No. No. I got 2 tests. I got 2 COVID tests. Hold on. You ready? Where is it? Negative. Okay. So today I tried to get into a Roku trade. Okay. And I felt the need to over-explain today. Basically, I gave my whole trading strategy and talked about how risky of a trade it was before I got into it, because I wanted people to be crystal clear. I wanted to be crystal clear that this was going to be a trade that if you tried to hold it overnight, you could get destroyed. You could win big, but you probably get destroyed. Always go with the assumption that you're going to get destroyed when you hold overnight. And I said, look, it's going to be quick and you've got to run a really tight stop. It was the 197.50 put that expires tomorrow. And it was like 2:30. And I saw something, I was watching Roku at a certain level, and I was talking about it. I put my bid in at 270, and 270 actually hit, but it didn't hit for me. So it didn't fill me, it filled somebody else. And it might have been earlier when it hit 270, but I never got filled. So the option went from 270 to 360 in 10 minutes. Okay, 10 minutes. And even though I didn't get into the trade, and I was telling people, a bunch of TCG members did get in, because I said, look, I want this thing to be out of the money. So it was 197.40 when I started talking about Roku and this particular put. And you know, it was exactly where I wanted. I just didn't get filled. Some people did get filled, so I never alerted. But even though I didn't alert it, I still stuck with the trade, okay? Why? Because I'm not a dick. And I wanted to live vicariously through everybody, honestly, quite honestly. So once this thing started going, like all of a sudden we're like 285 by like 295. And so I go, let's go on the assumption that 280, okay? So 280, pretty much where people got in, 285 range. That's great, okay? On the assumption you got 10. You know, it ended up being a really good trade. Now, I was like, look, I'd be taking profit here when it was like 330. And then I was like, look, 196, I'd take profit at 196.50. And then 196, I'd be out of the bulk of my position because it's been bouncing off of this. Guys, when I tell you this thing went down to 196 and then it broke below it for like 30 seconds, bounced right back, broke below it again one more time, actually ended up hitting 195 like very, very briefly and catapulting. The thing ends up going to like 370, 360, which is like 31%. And guys, I'm like, get out, you know? People got out. Now, yes, great. Good job for everybody, okay? Amazing. You made that trade? Beautiful trade. 10 minutes to make 30%? Like, oh, God, those are the trades you live for. But when you get out, and then all of a sudden this thing goes 197.50. Yeah, because when it went back to 197.50, guess what? Now the option was 250. And I told everybody, and this is what I said. I go, look, my bid was 270. I go, I've pulled my bid. because if it goes back up to 197.50, one, that option is going to be much cheaper. It's not, it won't be, the value shouldn't be 270. And it ended up being like 255. I go, but I don't want to get in front of something that can rip right back to 197.50. Because then you're looking at 198, 199, and if you look at it after hours, 202. If you stayed in that option or you did it yourself, and there were people buying that 197.50 option, they're going to wake up tomorrow utterly destroyed. Utterly destroyed. Now, it could go the other way, but they are not sleeping well tonight. All right? Do I think Roku's a $200 stock? No. Do I think it will give it back? Yes. Do I want to guess overnight? Hell no. Better to just wait and see what happens in the morning and then make your decision. All right? Especially after upgrades. It is notorious for giving it back. Okay? So, if you like that makes sense. If you like that Roku, I want you to do me a favor and smash that like button. Where is it? Where is the thing? Guys, are you smashing? Do I have to do this? Smash that like button. Smash it. Smash it. Smash. Smash that like button. Huh. Is Nikola a good play? I don't like Nikola. Not me. Not me, said the bee. Not I, said the fly. Let's get a futures check for all of you. All right. So futures right now, they're all pretty even. They're all like a quarter of a point down, with the real laggard being small caps. VIX 1% green. That's not bad. Okay, it's not bad. So I think, if you're looking at futures right now, all that's telling me is, we're in for probably another choppy session tomorrow, like super choppy. All right, super choppy. And guys, that's why, the lesson for tonight is really just kind of managing your portfolio in this time. Guys, everything is a question mark right now, okay? Everything is a question mark right now. So, take the profit while it's there. Like everything is... It's wild, like if you're trading the SPY, one day you look like a hero. The next day you're a hero and you're like, oh man, I really need to go to the bathroom. You walk to your bathroom. God forbid you have to go number 2 and you're in there for more than 5 minutes. You come back and your account is destroyed. All right. It's like, guys, a couple months ago, I was trading Roku, and I was trading Roku outside on my patio, and I was like, I ran out of something to drink. So I went to my little mini fridge, and I was like, oh man, There's nothing to drink in here. Let me walk into my house. Walked into my house, got myself treated myself to a ice cold sun kiss, came out, Roku dropped $3. My option got destroyed. So, so yeah, guys, you have got to take your profit right now. You know, look, let me share with you a note. All right, let me look for it. All right. Just bear with me for a second, okay? Because the stock exchange put out a note to pretty much, hold on, it's about limit up and limit down. Sorry guys, bear with me, but I think it's important. I want to read it to you. Jesus Christ. Man, I tweet a lot. Sorry. Here we go. Price limits. S&P 500 price limits. All right. Effective October 12th. So one of the things that you guys need to know is October is a rough month for the market. So it's like they know that we're in for some chop. Okay. So right now, limit down is 7%. So what does everybody know what limit down is? I'll get to it. So effective October 12th, 2020, overnight limits will expand from plus or minus 5% price limit to plus or minus 7% limit, plus 3.5% dynamic circuit breaker. During U.S. market hours, S&P 500 products will reopen following a market-wide circuit breaker trading halt 10 minutes after the halt is instituted. Okay, used to be 15 minutes, and a 5%. It would be like, yeah. So it's like they're saying we could get some circuit breakers in October. Get a ban for the next 10 days. Yeah, this is a good idea. So, you know, October's already dicey. September sucked. September is billed as one of the worst months for stock. Well, yeah, September sucked. I think September was the worst trading month that I've had since last year. Since, call it October of last year. Wow. And that's no joke. September was that bad. And it was like win, 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 win. But then all of a sudden it was like boom, like blow up in your face. You know? So, guys, especially now, you have to be thinking about just capital preservation. That's why, you know, for you new traders, perfect time to implement I'm going to take my profit and buy stocks. That way I don't gamble this money. Right? So, yeah. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? All right, so let's do a little roll call. Who is still here? All right, where are my TTG members? Where are my TTG members? All right, guys. Oh, God. Is this for real? Here. Kevin Barnett, Carrie Franklin, Tony Williams, Jeff Vaughn, Small Cap Reporter, Ned Trader. Guys, wow. Did that really happen? Okay, guys. Okay. All right, ready? Thank you, all the TTG members that are here. Did Trump? Are they really saying that Trump got COVID? Wow. Wow. All right, guys. You know, this is if this news turns out to be legit, this is like perfect for what we were talking about. Okay. I'm gonna put that there for you guys, for the TTG3 members to jump on in. You know, guys, this is exactly what we're talking about. You know, you go into tomorrow thinking, oh, everything's great. Everything is just fine and dandy. And then guess what? You get some headline risk that the president has COVID. And what do you do? What do you do with that? Like, yeah, I saw that Hope Hicks. I saw that Hope Hicks has COVID, or she tested positive for it. So that's just nuts. Oh my God. Let's take a look. Guys, all right. For the people who here has signed up for TTG3 tonight? It doesn't matter. Guys, I'm telling you, spend that $30 right now. I'll wait. You want to know why? Because this news right now that we're getting, guys, you probably didn't know. You're like, oh, why the future's going down? Maybe you don't, like, oh God, guys, this is going to be. Tomorrow is going to be wild. Absolutely wild. It's like so much to digest. I gotta see, because guys, the news. We want to be very clear about this, and this is something that we all should be following in like real time. And this is, look, the reason that I'm saying, sorry, let me mute that. The reason I'm saying it's important I want you guys to, especially some of you new people, to give a test run for TTG3 is because honestly, honestly, if you're in the market, besides everything else, I don't want you to get hurt tomorrow. Okay. I don't want you to chase something. It's better to be in an area where there's a couple hundred people that are glued to their screens and, and we have the live squawk the Benzinga squawk that you could listen to so that you do not get hurt tomorrow. Okay? Futures are not that bad. We're like 0.5%. So, and this is, it's ironic that 20 minutes ago we were just kind of talking about headline risk. Okay, so I see the headline on Bloomberg. Trump awaits coronavirus test results after aide falls ill. Now, the question is, if he gets it, will they say that he doesn't have it? You know? Do they not want to panic the market? You know, wow, it's crazy. Noble Eagle, come on. Please, no mention of fake news. Fake news is always going to drive the speculation. If Hope Hicks is basically one of Trump's closest aides and she tests positive for COVID, you know, they have to take precautions, and speculation is going to be that that he doesn't have it. And that's the thing, guys, especially for the people in here that are doing a trial and the people that aren't doing a trial. The second that news is released, and trust me, like if you're doing it by yourself, what are you just going to keep hitting refresh on your computer the whole time? You're going to want to be somebody. I'll tell you who would be the first one to get the news. It's going to be Jay Downey, because it's always him. All right. So, guys, I'm imploring you. All right. If I have to send you $3, I will send you $3. But you need to come in and join tonight. TGG3 website's right there. It's $3. And you get 3 days. So you get today, you get Monday, and you get Tuesday. All right? And you get all that stuff over the weekend that you're definitely going to need. Yeah, because let's say if all of a sudden markets start getting pummeled tomorrow, and everybody's like, oh, he's got it. And, you know, somebody's like, oh, I saw him cough. You know? Market's going to tank a little. But then all of a sudden he comes out and he's like, what are you guys talking about? I'm fine. You know? Market's going to go. And literally every second is going to count. Those algorithms are going to, you know, the AI on those algorithms is going to be something to behold tomorrow. All right? So, guys, you know, that's what's up. All right. You know, we want to see everybody tomorrow do a really good job, have a very profitable day, and not get hurt. That's why, you know, one of my strategies right now, especially with the volatile options, is to not hold anything too volatile overnight, especially if I don't have time. Okay. So guys, without further ado, I hope to see a bunch of you TTG members in there. Tomorrow, okay? People are sending me all types of news now. TCG3, guys, thank you so much for spending some time with me for a couple. Wow, holy crap! It's almost 11 o'clock. We do need a shirt. So thank you for spending some time with me. I hope you guys found it insightful. Please hit that like button. Hit the notification bell and subscribe if you haven't already. For some of you TTG3 members, I welcome you. It's going to be good to see you guys tomorrow. Yeah, because tomorrow is definitely going to be interesting. I know that I'm going to be watching a lot of news for the next couple of hours and watching futures to see if I can see any patterns emerging anywhere. All right. So have a good night, guys, and be well, stay safe, and see you tomorrow. All right.